Welcome back to the channel, where today I've travelled just across the border into Somerset, where the weather is warming up and behind me is Castle Neroche. Now, at first glance, this might just look like a quite wooded hill, but this location boasts a history stretching back nearly 1,000 years. Castle Neroche was originally a Norman motte-and-bailey castle, built shortly after the Norman Conquest in the 11th century. But what makes this site really fascinating is that it wasn't just a medieval stronghold. There's evidence that this hill was used even earlier, possibly during the Iron Age. So today we're going to take a look at what remains of the castle, enjoy the landscape, and imagine what it might have been like all those centuries ago. Let's have a look around. As you walk up toward the site, it's easy to miss just how significant this place once was. Unlike stone castles you might be used to seeing, Castle Neroche survives mainly as earthworks. That means what we're looking for are shapes in the land, raised banks, deep ditches, and the outline of what used to be defensive structures. The castle was likely built in the late 11th century, not long after 1066, when the Normans were securing their control across England. Its position here, on a hill about 260 metres above sea level, would have made it a perfect lookout point over the surrounding countryside. And just behind you is a moat, a large mound that would have supported a wooden tower or keep. From up here you really can see why this location was chosen. The views stretch across Somerset, and on a clear day you can see for miles. Back in medieval times, this would have been a strategic vantage point for spotting movement and defending the area. The bailey, which is the enclosed courtyard, would have sat just below, surrounded by defensive banks and ditches. Inside that space you'd typically find buildings like barracks, storage, and maybe even workshops. What's interesting about Castle Neroche is it doesn't appear to have been occupied for very long. By the 12th century, it may already have fallen out of use, possibly because more substantial stone castles were being built elsewhere. The name Neroche is thought to come from Old English or Norman French roots, possibly meaning something like strong fort or rocky place. And although there's no standing stone structure today, the landscape itself preserves the story. These earthworks have survived for centuries, giving us a direct link back to Norman England, and potentially even earlier periods. There's something quite special about places like this. Without walls or towers, you have to use your imagination a bit more, but in a way that makes it even more powerful. You're standing in the same spot where people lived, worked, and defended this land nearly 1,000 years ago. And now it's peaceful, just woodland, birds, and open sky. Well, that was our brief visit to Castle Neroche. With the birds singing around me, it's a good example of somewhere where, although there's not a physical castle to see, you can still see evidence of it in the landscape itself. From its origins as a Norman motte-and-bailey castle in the 11th century, Castle Neroche really is layered with history. Like I said, there was possibly activity here even earlier than that. So if you want to come across to Somerset on your travels or on holiday, do come and check it out. I'll leave a note on how to get here in the description. Otherwise, thank you for joining me back here on the channel, and until next time, bye for now. Hey. That was you! Good Lord.
Hello, John.
Hello, mate. These are your woofers.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
Gonna give them a quick run around before my wife gets back.
Right.
They've already had a long walk this morning. I'm just doing a quick one there.
I didn't know you had 3.
No, I don't. That's my daughter's.
Oh, right, yes. Wow.
Coincidence or what?
Isn't it? Of all the, yeah, I'm only going to be here about 20 minutes.
Yeah,
and you happen to be here. Bloody hell.
Are you mapping something or?
Ah, just making a YouTube feature.